Hi, I'm Alan Perks. I'm Creative Director at George P. Johnson. So Cisco Live is a global program of advocacy and education, and the European event is one of four. Cisco Live, if you come, it's like a giant campus, I guess. I mean, it's at Barcelona Fira for 2019, 2020. We're building 85,000 square meters, so we're pretty much taking over the bulk of the Barcelona Fira. So this is a big space. I mean, nobody gets around everything in the 5 days that you're there. They ask us essentially to find new ways to engage with the audience, which is essentially and exclusively IT audience, senior leaders within IT, but lots and lots of network engineers. So there's a huge program of technical education, over 1,000 sessions typically that people will go to during the week. But the whole event is last year we built 85,000 square meters of event space. So it's a huge thing. And the challenge from our client, from Cisco, is to find ways to make it more meaningful for these people so that they're engaged more deeply. Cisco is innovating all of the time with their products and their services. And it's not enough simply to tell, even though this is exactly a specialist audience, it's not enough just to tell them what the innovation is. You need to find ways to make it real for them. So for 2019, the theme is Imagine Intuitive. Intuitive refers to a networking innovation, which is essentially a learning thinking network. And the bit that was amazing to work with from a creative and experience point of view was Imagine as a theme, because it gave us license then to encourage people to explore and think differently. We facilitate a huge number of face-to-face meetings. We build an entire meeting village, as it's called. And last year, something like 3,500 different meetings taking place in there. And then the big innovation for 2019 was we built this space called the Playground. So this was previously a kind of interstitial space. I mean, it's essentially a flow space. So it didn't have a precedent, but we wanted that space where we could really give people a different pace so that people could explore the technological innovations in a different way. So we made it much more of a challenge to explore, I guess, your imagination. We turn it into a challenge. We know our audience really well. We know they're competitive. They love challenges, and they will happily work in teams with friends that they've come with, or they'll get into teams with other people. And so if you can provide the story within the context of a thing that you now actually do and a problem that you solve, people are super happy. People are really on the front foot and really looking forward to engaging with us. The main part of telling the Cisco innovation stories was we invented the Playground. It was about 4,000 square meters of space, no precedent from the previous year. It had got swings, it had got slides, it had got weird 3-dimensional table tennis, all kinds of fun stuff. It's essentially an ambulatory space. It's a flow space, but we turned it into this kind of hub of relaxation. So you could just come and chill, you could play with friends, you could meet people, and then there would be these amazing technology interactives that you could engage with. For example, Dubai Traffic Control is using Cisco technology along with a network of drones and IoT to monitor and then make changes in real time to how traffic flows in Dubai. So we built this kind of big caged environment with drones flying inside and a kind of a maze, so that rather than us just telling you about this thing, you sign up, you go to flight school, you learn how to do block coding to fly the drone. So of course we have a nice simple tie-in there. And then once you've shown that you can successfully use block code to navigate this drone around the course, then you're into the actual challenge. So then you join one of 4 teams, which is event-wide, and you take on the challenge to try and discover certain elements within the maze by block coding and flying the drone. And your points then go onto the tally for your team. Our main challenge actually at Cisco Live is getting people to find the time to come engage, because there's so much to do. So you're very much looking for people It's the standard way of doing these things is you have to appeal to people from 40 meters away. Someone who will be literally running to a meeting and they will see a big interactive installation or something. There's got to be something about it in that fleeting moment that makes them think, I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come and find out what that is. 2019, Cisco Live Barcelona, we had just shy of 16,000 people as attendees on site. So of those, we've got nearly 1,000 would come and engage with an interactive like the City of Drones. The word of mouth is massively important. Cisco Live is all about advocacy. These people who come, they already love Cisco products. They almost certainly work with them all the time in their lives. And these people, we are building advocates and we are reinforcing and rewarding that advocacy. So that word of mouth for us is far more important. You will see if you look across channels, although we hugely increase, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and these kind of things, what you will typically find our audience will do is they might live stream it on Facebook to colleagues who are back in the office so that they're saying, oh my God, there's this totally amazing thing, you won't believe it. And they'll do that live. So they're less likely to broadcast it to the general world. They're far more likely to be advocating person to person as to new innovations they've discovered or how cool they think something is. At the close of the event, all of the attendees score all sorts of aspects of the event in detail. So we get this insane quantity of detailed metrics, not only with numerical scores, but they're also invited then to comment on specific things that they find really well. So we know that the core value and the strength that we have to hit every time is the delivery of the technical sessions. That has to be perfect. We get a score for that like 98% or something. I mean, it's incredible. There's a really lovely chance to give people in the same environment a mixture of different kinds of ways of learning, finding out about things. So you could be having quite a cerebral conversation with an engineer who's working at the cutting edge of AI facial recognition. 5 minutes later, you could be at the skateboard challenge where you're working with people you've never met before and you're all painting skateboards and putting bolts on trucks. And it's really nice to mix the kind of the haptic and that kind of relaxed team fun in the same place, to co-locate that with those in-depth technical conversations.